Okay, let's do this. Well, 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 well. Trying to get that church vibe going. Well, my. In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what I call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. One of the most hated, YouTube channels, probably ever, I guess. Flagged by, of course, Caucasians, flagged by Google Corporation, flagged by the RBG Nation people, flagged by the well, I don't know about the comedics. They're flagged by some of these pro-black type folks, flagged by black men, flagged by black women. I just have so many flags. I represent all the nations on the earth. But this is because when you come here, whether you agree or not, and I could care less, we keep it real here. And yeah. Hold on a second, y'all.
It's your truck or the company truck?
It's company truck.
Company truck.
Yeah.
What time is your appointment here in this place?
1 p.m.
1 p.m. today?
Yeah. I got here 2. So I've been sitting here ever since.
You come every week, come here for the people?
No. This is a one-time probably deal.
One time?
Yeah. This is not one of our regular customers. You know, so
it's not for you now.
Yeah. I might come here again later on this year or something. I don't come here all the time. Huh?
Where you live?
Where I'm leaving, where I'm going?
Yeah, where you live yours?
Where what?
Where you live? Here in Ohio?
No, I live in St. Louis.
St. Louis, Missouri?
Missouri, yeah.
You go St. Louis now?
No, I'm going to Iowa.
Iowa?
Yeah. No, I'm driving the weekend. I usually go home on the weekend.
Oh, you go home the weekend?
Yeah. Yeah, so. Yeah, just waiting to get out of here. Yeah, I had to be a little friendly there. Seemed like that's some Caucasian guy from Europe somewhere. Who knows? He was just curious, I guess. I don't know. But, hey. What is happening, Chris? So, I'm Agent Snuff 7. Hold on a second. Got another. Oh, I thought he was going to talk to me. Okay. This is Agent Snuff 7. I am also your soul brother, number 1. How y'all doing out there in YouTube land? I hope your day is better than mine. Okay. Let's get this party started. And then we can go home. The subject that I've chosen for these few minutes is, has pro-blackness been turned into a religion? I have been in this black game, this African American game, you could say the pro-black game, black conscious game, or this struggle for liberation, however you want to view it, ever since I was a little boy, at least 8 or 9 years old. So I've seen a lot, heard a lot, know a lot, experienced a lot in at least 30 years. 30 years. Some of you are barely 30 years. This is what I have seen. I was born, I guess, during the fall of Jim Crow, but I was still born in Jim Crow. Jim Crow was still loud in effect. So I've been around this struggle. I have, by myself, protested against discrimination in my school. When I was growing up, you had to, they made you, it was mandatory that you pledge allegiance to the flag. Out of all the students, of maybe over 500 or more in my school, soul brother and sister, the soul children, I was the only one by myself that refused to say the Pledge of Allegiance, and I told them because of the evil and the wickedness and the unapologetically nature of Caucasians toward the people that I come from, I refuse to pledge of allegiance. And I've done that by myself as a child. Even adults, the adults that was around me, none of them, they went along with Jim Crow. See, this is something that you must understand. Only a few handful of us really get sick and tired of the hurt and the pain that we live in racism. Only a few. If it really, oh man, this is the reality, this is the truth of the matter. If it was up to the majority of soul brothers and sisters, black people in this country, if it was up to the majority of them, we would still be in physical slavery right now. And some of them are so sick, if they had an opportunity, they would have you and me as a slave. This is a fact. If for some reason, as they say, God forbid, because it would really be easy to put black people in America right back into physical bondage. That wouldn't even be a problem. The only thing they have to do is shoot one of us in the head real quick, blow your brains out in front of everybody, and everybody be running to that field and pick cotton, or put you in the Ford plant. You build cars or whatever they want the slave to do. Overnight, very few would really rebel and stand up against this enemy. This is a fact according to history. It was a Caucasian man, a white man, Jim Brown, prior to the Civil War. He got guns and everything for the slaves. Those slaves would not pick up those guns and fight for their freedom prior to the Civil War. Just a few. And John Brown, this white man, was hung. Yes. Hey, Andre. And yes, and John Brown was hung trying to gain the freedom of these slaves. Right before his execution, John Brown's lawyer told him, look, I can get you out of this. The only thing you have to do, Mr. Brown, is tell people you were suffering from temporary insanity. And John Brown told him, I am not going to plead insane. I meant every word that I say, and I stand on everything that I've done. I am not insane. Oh man. There are silly Negroes who have the nerve to try to call John Brown some kind of devil, evil white man. He had some type of evil intent or whatever. But they themselves have done nothing close to what John Brown done. Nothing close. The only thing they can do is make a DVD and sell a t and run their mouth talking about how bad they are on social media. John Brown wasn't trying to be bad. He had principle. He felt as though slavery was evil. Him and his family, they acted on it. And you would be a slave right now to this day. Let me tell you something. If these Caucasian people or anybody really decided to make black people in America slaves, most of you would bow down. Most of you, scared for your life, you would bow down and you would easily become a slave right now. I know what you say out of your mouth. But you can't even do nothing. You can't protest. You can't write a letter. You can't do a damn thing. So I know you ain't gonna fight. You're not gonna put up a big fight against somebody that's putting you in physical bondage. Because you can't even fight with a piece of paper. You can't even fight with a YouTube video. You're not gonna do nothing. And that's the reality of it. I know you don't want to hear it. I know you don't. You don't want to hear it. I'm a liar. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. But history shows, and it's a fact, if it was not for the Civil War, the attitude of the slaves, we would still be slaves right now. That's right, Andre. We are afraid to leave our jobs. We are afraid to lose our cars and our houses and all that type of good stuff. This is a fact. You're not gonna fight for nothing. This is what you want. You want somebody like me, somebody like John Brown, you want somebody like Nat Turner, you want somebody else to do the fighting, and then you gonna sit on your ass and enjoy your freedom that somebody else fought for. Enjoy the benefits. You're not gonna use me like that. I'll be damned. You wanna be a slave? You wanna keep getting your ass whooped? That's your business. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not John Brown. Got me messed up. If people don't want to be free, you feel comfortable being a slave, then so be it. Why should anybody go all out of their way to free your happy ass? You're not worth freeing. You have not earned it. So since the Caucasian people, they gave you your freedom, then they dictate, really, you don't have any freedom. You have privileges. They dictate what you can and cannot do because they control the so-called freedom. They gave you privileges. They did not give you freedom. Like they do in jail, because this is a jail. They give you privileges. They allow you to have certain things. You know, you can even marry some of them if you want to. But when push comes to shove, when they put their foot down, you know to shut your damn mouth because you don't run nothing. And then these scary ass suckers make them an excuse. Well, I didn't really want that anyway. You're a damn lie. You did want it. But Micah said you can't have it, so you sit your happy ass down. All these people like Jesse Lee Peterson and Tommy Sotomayor, all them out there just trying to get brownie points with Massa. They'll be happy to go back on the slave plantation easy. And including some of these black power type folks. You ain't bad, you ain't tough. The majority of these people scared to even show their face talking that crap on social media. What you scared of? You scared of losing. You scared that somebody on your job, somebody that know you, will see you and report you to your boss, to your employer, or to the people that you rent your house from or whatever, your mortgage company or whatever. You scary. John Brown was not scary like you. And so even in 2019, we still wait for the crumbs that fall off the white man's table. Nothing has changed. It's truly embarrassing. There's nothing I can do about it. We can do something about it, but we too damn scared. We is fake. Do is watch videos all damn day long, play on Facebook, watch sports, keep up with the sports, make more babies to be slaves, because every baby that you make is born into slavery, just like back in the day. You just having slaves. They are not free. They get their little privileges. Same stuff. So pro-blackness is supposed to be rebellion, activism, and it's supposed to lead to the eventual freedom of those who are oppressed. Pro-blackness is supposed to be pride in your race, pride in your people. Now, there are some of those, because I use the word soul, they say that I hate being black. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Back in the day, that's all we knew. And that's all that was pushed. Because back in the day, and I know because I grew up in it, there was something called soul, and we know this. There was something called soul and something called black. Soul power and black power. They both coexisted at the same time. Soul power, soul actually came from us. The white man or the Africans or the Chinese, nobody had nothing to do with that. That was something that came from our loin, that came from our womb. Black is a label. Black is a description. Black is part of a racist construct. The white man, the racists, created the concept of race. There was no melanated people on this planet, or dark-skinned people on this planet, however you want to say it, that called themselves black, or said that they belonged to the black race. They did not call themselves African. They did not call themselves black or colored or Negro. To this day, they call themselves according to their tribe, according to their nation. The concept of race was formed, created by the white people solely for the purpose of racial superiority. So he put, so in simplistic terms, he created the white race, black race, yellow race, red race, things of that nature. Nobody, to my knowledge, created a system like that. Even in Africa right now, you do not see people in Africa, they created a system in order to discriminate, harass, and view themselves as superior over Europeans or anybody. This was a concept, this was something done by the racists. That's right, the crayon color game. Absolutely depressed. By themselves. So, in essence, what you have done when you embrace black, you might as well call yourself Toby. Because Toby was something that was forced on Kunta Kinte. He was not Toby, he was Kunta Kinte. When you say I'm black, I'm pro-black, you are in essence saying I am pro-slave. That's what you're saying. You are still owned by somebody. It's a name, it's a label. You are still owned by your slave master. You are still subject and dominated by the conqueror. That's what you're saying. You are pro-slave. You are pro-race, something that you did not create. You did not create the concept of race. This came from the peckerwood. So when you say, I'm proud to be African and black, you still saying to me, you still saying that you're a slave, and you refuse and you think it's something shameful to embrace something that actually came from your own womb, because the white man's ice is colder than the black man's ice. That's what I see. When you have a problem with soul, soul is nothing but a description and a label, because I'm going to have pride in myself. This is what I want to, this is me. I am Kuta Kinte. And if I'm not Kuta Kinte, then I create my own identity based on how I feel. I'm not a slave no more. I'm going to act as a free person. When you say I'm pro-black, when you say I'm a African and all these labels that we put ourselves on, they came from the white man. Thus, you are still a slave. And you can get angry and mad all that you want to. This is fact. Because you still have in your mind the white man's ice is colder than yours. And then they run around talk about the ancestors. The ancestors. Your ancestors, Angel Snub Nub 7, did not create the idea of soul. When I was little, I grew up in it. James Brown, the Godfather of Soul. Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul. Soul food. This culture. You had white folks wanted to be soul brothers and sisters. You had people all over the world wanted to be soul brothers and sisters, regardless of race. Because we got it like that. Because you just being yourself. Who wants to be black? Who want to be black? You got black people that don't want to be black. Bleaching their hair, coloring their skin, wearing the fake weaves. Still naming your children after the European. So I don't have no problem with pro-black like that. It's the label. The label comes from the races. Your ancestors who created the idea of soul are alive right now. It could be your mother, could be your father, grandmothers. They are alive right now. They know. They lived it with the big afros. All that went coexisted at the same time. You make mockery of ghetto names. Shaniqua and Lakeisha, Tamari, whatever our names. That's nothing but a people who's supposed to be free acting on your freedom. Doing your own thing. I want mine. You don't want to plagiarize nobody else. You love your mother, you love your father, but you are not them. You're gonna have your children and create your household the way you want to do it. Not the way your mother and your father, the way they raised you and how you do things. You're gonna do it according to your mind. So it makes no difference if our ancestors was Aboriginal or they was African. It don't make no difference. You're not them. This is your house, and you do things according to the way that you want to do it. There are things that you do that your mother and father done, but you're not them. So, pro-blackness, as the way they present pro-blackness to us, they don't want you to never grow up. They don't want you to have a mind of your own. They want you to be like your mama and your daddy and your grandparents. They want you to go back into the past. Instead of doing like James Brown said, I'm gonna get up and do my own thing. Ha! They don't want you to use your brain. They want you to depend on people who are dead, whose knowledge can only go to a certain point because they died. They can no longer learn. They can no longer experience. And that's what they want for us. That's not what I represent. That's not what I represent. The Bible says you only honor your mother and your father. You're not their slave. You're not to be them. This is your time. They had their time. This is your time. So you do things according to what you feel must be done, not what they done. You can inherit the business like some people do. If your mother and father is in the casino business, and you can take over their business and things of that nature. But that's just a few of us. We go on as a people and we begin to experiment, and we seek that which is new. Life is new. Life is always changing. Life is always evolving. Life is not going backwards. If life was going backwards, you would see the dodo bird and the passenger pigeon and the dinosaurs or whatever animals have went extinct. We don't go backwards. We go forward. Pro-blackness, the way that it is taught, the way they present it to us, is taking you backwards. It's digressing. Pro-blackness, when I was growing up, was simply about race pride. Pride to be black. James Brown said, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. The Black Panther said, power to the people. You do not remember them going around talking about, well, power to the people unless you're a homosexual. I'm black and I'm proud, except if you are a homosexual or married to a white woman or whatever. It was simply about getting out, up under from oppression. No more, no less. And we were the strongest we ever been during that period of time. Now, this new pro-blackness has turned into a religion. It ostracized people. And the book that they use is history books. Any black history book you can get your hands on. The prophets are John Henry Clark, Dr. Ben. You know, these are the prophets of pro-blackness. Elijah Muhammad, Noble Drew Ali, Marcus Garvey. These are their prophets. And their God is Africa. That's who they pray to. That's who they worship. It's all about Africa. Mother Africa. That's their God. And then they include parts of their religion that they remember from Christianity or Islam. And Christianity and Islam teaches against homosexuality, so that has to be on their agenda. That's not what pro-blackness was about. It has been turned into a religion. It has been turned into worship. And if you listen to them, they will basically talk the same way any religious person talk. They would tell you when you disagree with them, you don't believe you're African? You don't believe in the motherland? You don't believe in Kemet? You don't believe? They use that word believe because that's what it is. It's a belief. It's a belief system. Pro-blackness simply supposed to be you are proud of your race, proud of who you are. No more, no less. It's not a religion. We tell people who they can and cannot worship. Who's right, who's the right kind of person. All this nonsense because it's been turned into a religion. This is the reason why so many of us reject that label, pro-blackness, because in our minds we thought that's what it was. But the way it's being presented to us nowadays, it has become, if there's a word, such a word, religious-fied. It's a religion. It's been turned into a religion. And as you know, on this platform, we have nothing to do, and we reject all religion and spirituality. It has been turned into a religion. And like I said, I don't have nothing, the positive nature of pro-black, I don't have a problem. And there's something else that goes along with this pro-black stuff. The people, their mindset is very nasty and wicked and evil. So to remind you, like I say, of religion. In Christianity, if you disagree, if you reject Christian teachings, they're going to tell you you're going to go to hell. You know, the fear tactic. God is going to do something bad to you. Same thing with this pro-black religion. If you don't bow down to what they say, then you a coon, you a Sambo. And they even threaten your life in a lot of cases. Same stuff. They've turned it into a religion. Now, when you turn around and give them a dose of their the medicine that they dish out on other people, and you tell them, well, if I'm a coon and a Sambo, you a piece of black trash. You a sewer rat. Yeah, you are African. You are African booty scratcher. Then they want to turn around and act like they a victim when they was the one that started all the name calling and the threats. Because you're not the only one with a gun, Mr. Pro-Black guy. You're not the only one that got a knife. You can get stabbed. You can get shot just like anybody else with your damn threats. Calling people the names you learned from your slave master. Coon and Sambo and bed wench. All these are words they got from the slave master and his children. I call you a piece of black trash. That's original, come from me. I didn't borrow that from a slave master. You a sewer rat. Original, came from my mind. I didn't have to borrow from a racist. Now this African booty scratcher, that came from the white folks. Y'all heard them, might have said, you know, been called that, you know, or they call the Africans on the continent African booty scratcher. That's them, when you want to be an African, that's made to make mockery. Okay, so you're an African booty scratcher. You can call names, we can call names too. It's been pro-blackness have been turned into a religion. And that's my problem. I don't like the label black. Soul brother and sister. When you say soul, brother and sister, you take yourself out of the race game that they put you in. All that race garbage. All that I'm superior because I got melanin garbage. Where was all this melanin when your ass was hanging from a tree being lynched? Where was all this melanin? What did this melanin do for you when they tar and feathered you? What was all this great melanin, supreme stuff, melanin? What was this doing? I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm not into the race game. You never hear me talk about how incredible melanin is, how wonderful it is. I'm not superior over nobody. Melanin or no melanin, the only thing I want to be is left the hell alone. I want freedom, justice, and equality for all. Treat a brother, treat a person, treat a sister just like I want to be treated. No more, no less. I'm not superior over nobody. And if somebody's hungry, I want to help you. Because if I'm hungry, I would hope somebody help me. Regardless to race. I don't care about. See, that color stuff got y'all sick. You want to be just like the people that you complain about. I'm not going to be that. I don't want to be a racist. Just be proud of yourself, because for hundreds of years, you was made not to be proud. Feel shame of who you are. But don't think that you are superior, high acidity and all this kind of stuff. You just nothing, you become nothing but a dark-skinned version of the races that you claim that you have a problem with. That's all. I can't get with that. I can't get with this new religion, because this is not what pro-blackness is supposed to be about. Pro-blackness has nothing to do with your self-righteous ass moral character. You keep that to yourself. You keep your religion. Marcus Garvey was a Christian. You did not hear him trying to spread the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ. Nat Turner was a Christian. He was not running around trying to spread the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ. I'm pretty sure Harriet Tubman was a Christian. Malcolm X, when he began to go on his own, he separated his religion from the struggle. These idiots don't know how to do that. Their own personal wants, they want to try to foot, just like religion. Most religion was forced on the people. Matter of fact, I would say all of it was. Religion is forced on the people because your brain naturally tell you to reject that crap. So it's forced on the people by violence. And then once you are conquered, you voluntarily pass that dumbass, lying-ass, fake-ass religion down to children. And it goes on and on and on. If you want to believe in a God that ain't never done a damn thing for nobody, that's your business. You can do that. I don't want nothing to do with it. And the people themselves in general, it's too many of y'all damn religions. The people just want to be liberated from an oppressor. They just want to be proud of who they are and go on to do great things because of that pride. They don't need your damn religion, your funky ass morality and whatever. And that's why they reject pro-blackness. Because it comes with strings attached. It's a devil hiding behind the struggle. It's a demon hiding behind the struggle. And many people can see that. It's not really that the first thing these pro-black folks will say, you feel with self-hatred. Has nothing to do with self-hatred. The people have pride in themselves. They love themselves. You want them to be a self that you think they should be. They want to be them. Our people was embracing themselves, calling themselves soul brothers and sisters. They name their children names that they make up. Oh, that ain't based in nothing. I know, because the white man's water is colder than yours. The African name water is colder than yours. Kemet name is colder than yours. Everybody's better than you, but you run around here plagiarizing folks, copying them. And you talk about you better, but you copying other folks. Talking all this black supremacy stuff, and you plagiarizing folks and copying other folks. You so damn superior, too damn dumb, don't have no creativity, don't have no vision to do nothing for yourself. Trying to be somebody you never been. I'm not into that. I'm the future. I'm creative. I got my own mind. I want to get up and do my own thing, like James Brown said. When you said black, I understand what you're talking about. And in the original concept of pro-black, I'm 1,000% with it. But right now, we have different knowledge, we have different understanding. So we can't look at things the way we did back then. Embrace what your ancestors gave you who are alive right now. They gave you some soul. They gave you some life. Y'all worshipers of the dead, going 5,000, 2,000, 3,000, 1930, 1940. Folks is dead. It's over. It's the past. But you're supposed to be alive. The dead, look, let me tell you, I'm going to get out of here. The dead wish they could climb out of the casket. I'm going to say that again. The dead wish they could climb out of the casket. Here you are, you're alive, and these pro-black folks trying to get you alive, trying to get into the damn casket. Don't worry. You're going to have a long time to spend in the casket. Learn to be alive. Living people should not be trying to get into the casket. You should be learning how to live. That is not life, trying to go back to a place that's dead. Kemet is dead. 1930 is dead. 1960 is dead. This is 2019. Learn how to live your life now. And let the dead rest in peace. Don't you say that? When somebody transition, you say rest in peace. Let them rest in peace. It's our time. Do your own thing. That's my problem with this religion called, what they call them pro-black. Black first. And whatever blackity black, however you want to view it. Trying to take you into the grave. That's what's happening. Instead of causing you and inspiring you, having vision and creativity and showing you how to live. But they clearly can show you how to die. Not physically, but you're mentally dead. So you are dead you're mentally dead under white supremacy and racism, and you're also mentally dead from these black conscious Afrocentric teachings that want you to go back to the day of past you never lived and be somebody you never been. But according to the Bible, on the third day, the third rise, you rise from the dead on the third day. So you've been dead twice here under your oppressor and now under this black conscious stuff. But now it's time for you to rise up out of the grave once and for all and ascend to heaven. Ascend to higher heights. And understand and become the gods and the goddesses that you claim that you are, that you are. You can't be a god and a goddess dead. Physically dead or mentally dead. That's not what pro-blackness is supposed to be. Pro-blackness is supposed to put us on a road to be alive. And on that note, let me get out of here. And y'all take it easy, and we'll catch y'all on the flip. All right, sir. Whew, it's been a long day. Jot down your comments. Let's talk about it.